It's that time of the week, guys.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey,
Welcome
fasten your
to the
seatbelt.
show. Yeah, we had quite a week. I'll say this: Survivor never gives us a boring moment. I mentioned on Twitter. Once the show took off, it was going boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
like gangbusters.
They got it dialed in with the editing and
oh man, and then the
intrigue,
gamification. They just keep adding. I was like, yeah, they don't give us a break, which is good. It's fun. It's good television. We're at a new
Would you
week,
say that I've fully converted you to being a Survivor fan? Like, do you think you're going to watch from this point on?
Oh, I definitely think I'll be watching. I still am on the end of like not so into all of the wacky games.
Okay.
We're going to get into that tonight.
I know. Do you think that they're going to peel that back? Put it in the chat. I mean, for those of you that have been watching, do you think they're going to peel it back a little bit?
I feel like they can't. I feel like they can't because part of the problem is there's after 41 seasons, we're on 42. There's been so much group mind around how to play the game that like people have just picked it apart. So it's like if you do enough research, I feel like you can go in there and get a pretty good shot just from reading like blogs and analysis and stuff like that.
Totally.
I wonder. I would like to see a back to basics season myself, but we're stuck with 42, and
it's still fun. It's fun. Yeah,
okay. I think this was probably a Greg favorite episode because there were some definite like highlights that you've said are like favorite moments of yours, like Jeff talking to the screen. We got a lot of bonding among different, lifestyles. Yeah.
Yes.
There were great challenges. This was a good episode. It left us on another cliffhanger, in my opinion. So I'm
ready to cut people. I mean, that was insane.
Yep.
Right?
Okay, I'm gonna try to see everybody who's saying hi to everyone. This is gonna go so fast, but we've got so many highs in here.
There's
we have
Aaron.
all of our
Always
friends.
Joe Mendoza.
I'm going as fast as I can. I'm gonna just click on
Trish is here.
And add.
Rebecca. I love the stuff Rebecca was bringing up the last time. Hey, that's me.
Anytime I see an @ I'm just clicking on it, which is going to get me in trouble now because someone's going to write something crazy in here.
Yeah, it'll be Joe. We know it.
Aaron thought it was a good episode. By the way, what are you doing back here, Aaron? I thought we voted you out last week. I love Aaron.
I love that's a thing. I'm so glad we brought that into the play.
Oh, voting people off. Yeah, so be careful this week, guys, because we will be going to tribal council at the end of this episode.
And I haven't seen any hidden immunity idols out there, so you better not be showing up with a fake one because I'm not buying it.
You know what? We're going to try something tonight, too. Okay, first of all, Norma gave me a really good idea for how we can use hidden idols in our show.
Okay.
I forgot to talk to you guys about it. We will try it next week, but I think you guys will like the idea. Norma came up with a really clever idea. So stand by. We will talk.
Nice.
Also, if you guys notice, Bailey's not back yet. She's still in wedding bliss. So she's going to be gone one more week.
Alive.
Yes, she's still alive.
She wasn't attacked by pirates.
Yeah, we're going to make sure she brings pictures next week. No pirates. And and she is we'll kick off the idol game next week with Bailey back. I think it'll be a fun thing.
That's
also tonight, if you guys remember, we promised we are going to try to take callers tonight. This is going to be my first time working that technology, so it could be a total dumpster fire. So
let's do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Awesome. We have an action-packed recap for you to follow up this action-packed episode we are recapping.
Exactly.
Well, let's get to work, right?
Yeah. One more thing. Oh, two more things real quick. Up and Adam, if you follow his channel, which most of the viewers do, you guys know Up and Adam is amazing. He has his final show, live show for this tour in New York next week. Grab tickets. I literally think there's like 10 left. And also there is a way to stream live with them while if you can't make it to New York. So go to his channel, check it out. But I owe Up and Adam that shout out because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been doing my show with Down with Jason, and I wouldn't be doing our show here. Like that, it's because of Adam that like pushed us all into doing this. So
you wouldn't have met Natalie. You wouldn't
you wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, we wouldn't be in this home.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is thank you to everybody who hits like and subscribe on this channel. We're like trying to launch this channel, and I'm proud to say we have 202 viewers. And so I have an idea. So I'm thinking we want to get to 100,000. So we're only 99,798 away. So here's the thing. I thought of something because I'm thinking, if our 202 subscribers each reach out to, just each of them reach out to 498.99 of their closest friends and ask them to subscribe.
Oh,
we're already at 100,000. Boom.
So we can do that tonight.
I'm with you.
So I'm thinking tonight, while we're watching, if you guys can just ping 498.99 of your closest friends,
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, the math works.
I mean, I put it on Instagram, and as you know, I have like 20 plus followers at this point, and 3 of them joined. So now they are going to be on the YouTube. Yes, but I'm trying to do my part. I need to get it out to just, what is that, 496 more people, and
there you go.
I've done my part.
Boom. I'm working on it.
Thanks for running the numbers, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I was calculating before the show, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
Like drawing it on glass.
Just some back of the envelope math. That's what they call that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Yeah, and we all love Up and Adam, right? Everybody, go just show Adam the love. Here, Rebecca Lynn saying Up and Adam's how I met you guys. Exactly.
There you go.
Fun fact, I knew Jason for years before he found Adam. And I'll tell you guys one thing. Jason was with some real knuckleheads before Adam. So when Adam came along, we were like, thank God. It's someone we actually liked. Moving on. Let's go to Survivor. Who's kicking us off with this exciting episode?
All right.
Who's kicking us off?
Well, Natalie, why don't you tell us a little bit about, I guess we kind of did the welcome. Josh, why don't you tell us about what happened back at camp? We'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Back at camp. So I love this because I think pretty much they give us a council. They kick someone off. They leave us with like high drama at the end. And we have to wait till next week to actually hear the tribe talk about it. So there were some quotes I really liked that I wrote down. Mike mentioned that it was the right decision for My Core Alliance because, they've got a pretty good size alliance, but then there's that core and they're really holding tight to it, at least so far. So,
and he's an honest dude, and usually that bites people, but he's like earning points in my book. I can tell that guy is strategizing. He's building it correctly, and he's picking the appropriate enemies.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Well, yeah. And I think, do you guys feel like the honest guy thing, like you pointed out, Greg, like it doesn't always work, it's one of those things though, like, again, I don't have as much experience watching Survivor, but imagine it's something that could get you to a certain point and then you kind of need to
lie or be deceitful or change the game up or something. But I feel like he's being true to people. He plays along probably maybe a little bit more than he should in some cases, where he just kind of goes with whatever's being discussed. But he's also, I think, having a little bit of control, and we'll talk about that more at the end. I like that he picked enemies, and he was like, she cut me. We had an agreement, and she didn't work with me. And from the start of the episode, he's saying that. Then Chanel is talking about playing chess, in her words, and saying that other people are playing checkers. And I found that.
Yeah, that was
interesting.
That was such an odd choice of words for her, because it's like, you were almost booted out. What the hell do you mean you were playing chess while everyone else
was that
like
you're like 3 plays ahead, and that was your move. Like,
is to almost get kicked off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of all my chess pieces except for the rook and the king, and I'm gonna win.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was funny too.
Play ahead of you.
Well, and it was funny, the people that were all on the outs, the Romeos of the world, the Chanels.
Right.
Mike pointed out that they were like rats scrambling when the lights came on.
Yes.
They got back to
Yes.
and they were all like
just gone.
up in the corners talking, like trying, and they know they're on the outs, and it's
Right.
not even something that they're thinking maybe I am. They found out in tribal a big chunk voted one way. I wasn't in on that vote. I am truly on the outs. Tori, you know, Marianne.
Poor Marianne.
I know.
Have you noticed that she wears her feelings on her sleeves? Have you picked up on that?
You know, I really
she wears her feelings on her sleeves.
I really felt for her when she spoke.
Someone has us on in the background.
Oh,
guessing
sorry,
that's Natalie.
That's me again.
Oh, killing me with that.
Just wanted to hear my own voice.
You did great. You did great. I heard it. All right, so this is helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. I just remembered that we have this great.
This is everyone. Everyone was here. We lost one person prior to this episode, right? So knock her off there for me. Can you do that for me, Josh? Go to the next one. Wait. No. And you're muted. If you talk really loud, we might be able to hear you, but you're still muted.
Oh, I was muted. I don't have it loaded in, Greg. I just have this.
Okay. Well, I can kill time while you load it in, because there's some good stuff there. Lydia, as we all know, is no longer with us, and that's a good thing. So if you're looking at the picture that Josh has loaded, everyone but Lydia started this episode off. If you were paying attention to some of the people that were scurrying, like Mike said, Chanel was one of them. I think Roxroy should have been, but I don't know that he was necessarily all over the place. Romeo was definitely one of them. Tori, who I don't know what her game plan is, was doing the same thing. And then Marianne was crying a lot, as she does. And her thing kind of got to me, like in an endearing way. She said, "I'm too weird to be part of the cool kids," and that like I felt, because you never want to make someone feel that way, like back in high school or in social settings, to the point where like
I'm done.
I don't know, maybe break some cycles, like if it's not working, make some adjustments.
Also, I feel like whether I'm watching a celebrity interview or anything, everyone who's ever been on television has one thing in common. You know what that is?
Yeah.
They were the bullied kid in school, apparently. Because I hear that now.
That's a thing now.
Every show. And you know what? It's like, you guys, I don't think everyone was bullied. I think what it is we all felt awkward during puberty. And we all felt like we were that one on the outs. I'm getting a little tired of that story. Sorry, folks. Like,
if I could go back to my middle school self and be like, listen, everyone feels this way.
Yes.
I would have been invincible.
Oh.
And I feel like adults always try to tell me that, but then it's like, you don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a cycle that will never break.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. What
Eliza Joe said that Omar is playing a solid game, and I agree. Anyway, sorry, what, Josh?
Oh, I was just saying what needs to crap, I don't know. I've lost it. It was brilliant though, I'm sure.
Well, I'll jump in and say I did feel for Marianne in this episode. I was moved by her story.
Oh, brother.
I was close.
I think everyone but I'm gonna loop it back to what we're all kind of saying, is that we all felt that way. We all know the feeling of feeling like an outsider and feeling like you're not part of the cool crowd. Like, even the kids who were in the cool crowd, all of them secretly felt like, I don't really fit in here. Am
Imposter
I really
syndrome.
Part of this? You know what I mean? Like, we hear that a lot. Even the cool kids, like even, the the celebrities that were the prom queen or whatever say, but I didn't feel like I deserved to
wasn't a
be
cool
there.
kid.
I
Yeah.
felt like I was faking it. You know, it's like high school's very scary time in everyone's life. And everyone's been there. I thought it was a very relatable moment. And, you know, it's interesting because she mentions her emotional game later in the episode.
Notice
And
that
I
too.
wonder how it'll play out ultimately because she, you know, she's still here.
I guess. And
She
she's proud of
survived.
it on
A
Instagram.
lot of other people.
She's also always mentioned as a potential to knock off. So I don't know how long she's
That's
here
true.
for.
She's
I do
at
think
like
she
bottom
was a
rung of
very
the ladder
compelling
that's like broken.
casting choice because she is a very compelling person to watch because she is so emotional and verbal in processing her feelings.
Totally. Where was I going with that? I did like after that to transition a little bit when I believe it was Mike that was watching Omar pray. That was like right after that, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And we get to see another side of Mike where he is, you know, this guy that you make assumptions about. And he, you know, granted he's a lot older, unlike Marianne, has made changes in his life or is at least open to them. And I thought that was really cool in juxtaposition to Marianne's situation because Mike was basically saying like, I don't know what the heck he's doing. Omar's like praying, setting out his like palm frond. And Omar's just like, dude, you can totally talk to me. I'm open to have this conversation. Just don't like be in front of me, I guess was part of it. And then like we're good to go. And I just thought that was really cool that Mike, someone that I would think like is closed off to that and, you know, has certain opinions that, you know, just wouldn't mesh and then he just block off, was like totally open to that. And it was cool for me to see. And I think that's the kind of like adaptation that you need to win this game. You can't just be the cool kids. You know what I mean? I think that's a mistake that maybe High is making.
And you know what? Maybe in his younger years, maybe Mike was a little bit more closed-minded. Maybe he has grown to learn enough about people to know how. I think he even said like we're all the same or more similar than we realize. Something to that effect. You know, that's something he's learned over time.
Which is cool.
So Greg, I think I loaded these. It was from here, and then we wanted to go to this, right?
Yep, Lydia's gone. I just didn't want to
see her on
there. Yeah,
done
I'm so done with her. Okay, so I'm watching this. I'm like thinking, you know, like of all the episodes and everything, like for the past, and I literally was thinking, like, where's Tree Mail? Like, how come they never go to Tree Mail anymore? Like, they go there to like the watering hole, or they go to like talk about it every once in a while, but on early seasons they go to Tree Mail and it's like this real rhymey thing. It gives them like clues about what the challenge is going to be.
Wasn't it like daily they got their Tree Mail?
It was like daily they got Tree Mail. I feel like it's just not spotlighted as much. And then cut to Tree Mail, they got a message and it told them some things. I didn't pay attention. I was just kind of flabbergasted, but I don't feel like we're seeing Tree Mail that much anymore. And that's one thing from Survivor that I love and I miss. So I'd love them to bring that back if we're talking about the older gameplay. What do you guys think about that?
Oh my gosh. Don't add another element, please. Please drop some advantages before you add back in Tree Mail. There's like too much to be read, too much to keep track of.
That's true. There's a lot going on. The poor producers, they probably just ran out of ink and all the things that they're writing. And I mean, they're on an island, so I get it.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. Josh and I brought this up in terms of board gaming before, and it occurred to me watching this episode that we're approaching my threshold for being overwhelmed because I can play a good strategic game with a lot of elements to a point, and then there's a point where there's too many pieces, there's too many things to keep track of, and it's not fun anymore. It's overwhelming. It's like work. I got to move these pieces, but then I got to be building this, and then I have these cards to
Who did I
complete.
lie to? What did I say to this person?
It's too much, and I just think let's dial it back. I can't keep track of who all has what going on.
Where's my idol? Yeah.
Idols
I
and good
feel
ones.
you.
Let's keep idols, but
Yeah.
let's end there.
I know what you mean.
Because I
Okay.
really like
So
the social strategy, and I feel like it's cluttered up with all these advantages that we don't see as much of the social conversations of people building alliances. We more got this time we got like, I'm in an alliance with Romeo. That's, Drea saying that, but that's not as interesting just to hear them in the confessional saying that as it is to see them building the relationship in the little side conversations in the jungle.
Yeah. And Deb and Aaron are in your corner, Natalie. They fully.
That's my girl, Aaron. We're a strong alliance. We're going to the end.
Okay. So we were at camp and we go to what turns out to be a reward challenge. Everyone loves reward challenge. The reward was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which, day to day maybe might not be the most appealing thing. And to one specific person, it definitely wasn't. But I feel like, after a certain amount of days out in the woods with nothing to eat and you see other people eating fish and enjoying food and whatever, I bet a peanut butter and jelly sandwich sounds amazing. In previous seasons, there's been just peanut butter as a reward and people were like just scooping it out with their hands. So I think people love it. That was the prize. The challenge was diving from like a high platform into water, going underwater, and then taking buoys that have the hole through them and maneuvering it on a rope until they could free it from under all this, knots and contraptions, whatever, up into a free space where then they could take that and they could swim it to the dock, get up on the dock, set it down, and then wait for the whole team to get there. Once everyone brought their buoys to the dock, then they could shoot essentially basketball shots into what looks like a chimney, and there's two people that can go out and rebound for them if they're able and throw those buoys back so that someone can keep shooting without having to like jump in, jump back, jump in, jump back, which has also been a challenge in the past, and that would probably kill me. So that's a challenge. What happened? And does one of you want to cover my favorite
drum
part?
roll, please.
Real quick though, before we made a really funny joke happened at the top before he announced peanut butter and jelly and potato chips. Jeff Probst said, he said, "You're battling for a favorite childhood meal," and someone to make fun of Jonathan yells out, 18 eggs and 9 pieces of cheese.
I think it was Jonathan.
I think
was it Jonathan making fun of himself?
Yeah,
18
I
eggs?
think it was. That was very funny.
But someone yelled out 18 eggs and 9 pieces of cheese, and I thought that was hilarious because either Jonathan's being funny or someone was teasing Jonathan, which either way is hilarious.
Yeah.
Now,
and,
before they
hold on real quick. Joe has a very important question. Was it a PB&J or was it a goober? It was a legit PB&J, Joe. Don't worry. It's CBS. They've got the big money.
Yeah, and Mike even commented that they were like not slouching on the PB&J slathers. So
they were dripping.
And then I'm going to apologize to you guys for Norma's quote. That's a joke flowing in from our other show. A little naughtier.
It was my favorite joke of the night. I was watching and that killed me.
Okay, so
for the reward challenge.
Surprise. This is a really solid season. There's a lot of like curveballs and exciting elements, but the one boring part, if you can even call it that, is any challenge you're just like, let's watch Jonathan kill it. And that's what happened. But it's still compelling TV because he's like amazing. He's like one-armed swimming.
But before the challenge, what did Jeff say?
Oh, right. I skipped over the whole, someone they drew rocks to form 2 random teams, and then one person was
sitting out.
Gray rock.
And he, before they got there, was pointing out that last season they hid a secret under the bench and no one found it. And as an audience member that knows it's there, it kills us to watch that and to just see them like sitting. Sometimes they're like putting their hands on the bench, just like watching, and you're like, you're practically touching it, or they like kick their feet under and you're like, just bump it or something, whatever.
Yeah.
So that sets the scene, and then they're in the background coming in. He's like, oh, gotta go now, and it's time to do my job.
Yeah, that was some real good Jeff talking to the camera time.
Yeah. I love it.
I love it. I love when he's good.
Yeah.
Well, and it's fun too because he mentioned, hey guys, on season 41, we did this and no one found it in almost the exact same spot. So we're gonna do it again. But this time we did a little bit of difference to see if it would trigger a different response or something like that. Yeah. And so it was kind of fun. Like I like that they're doing the back-to-back thing and they can keep referring to. We just tried this like 5 weeks ago. Let's give it another try.
Think of the poor props person last season who went and dug a hole in the ground and poured.
Wait, we'll get there. So don't jump ahead.
Hold that thought.
Okay, so we're pulling rocks and we end up with come on, Natalie, don't jump ahead. We pull some rocks and we end up with a few teams. Now we've got this team here, pretty solid. You got High there, you got Lindsay, Omar,
you got Natalie.
Omar's been turning it on in challenges,
right? And then, one person is not actually there.
Yeah.
Because she,
Well, yeah. So there's this team, which there's definitely some solids here. And then, as Greg mentioned, someone's sitting out. But Greg, we didn't end up with the sitter originally, right?
No. Drea was on a team and says that she doesn't like peanut butter and jelly, and that's the reason. I thought she was like playing an aggressive game. She actually admits that later. She doesn't like it. And Marianne's like, I do. I'll go play. Like, doesn't even think about the option for like some sort of advantage. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm just like, Drea's going to like flip that bench over as soon as she does. She's going to like take it apart and like dig inside of it for extra challenges. She only has 3 going into this thing. So, she needs as many more as she can. She's going to like whittle one out of the bench.
Set. Yeah.
It's like a McDonald's Happy Meal collection.
Gotta bring up this quote again because Natalie is correct. She's got a lot in her crotch right now going into
That's true.
And
I get that feedback a lot. What?
What?
The thing I think is funny is she didn't say I'm allergic to peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter and jelly. And I thought, you've been out there running on nothing for how long? And I don't like. I would have been at this point. I'm thinking of a lot of things I don't like that I would probably be down for grabbing the calories from. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you've been out there.
It wasn't even like I hate peanut butter. It was just I don't like it. It was just so casual, and it did make me wonder: like, is she gonna like turn the bench upside down looking for something because she knows that there might be something hidden? But it didn't. It wasn't edited that way, so there was no indication that was her strategy. So maybe it really was just I don't like it, and this is going to build me some goodwill with the rest of the tribe.
According to Aaron, Drea went on Twitter and said, I just hate peanut butter and jelly.
She just hates it.
She just hates it. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So I asked her on Twitter if she likes peanut butter and jelly Jamba Juice, because that's like my favorite drink. Well, curious minds want to find out. So we'll know soon. I'm sure she's going to respond to me.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's the one caveat to her hatred.
If it's blended with ice, I'll drink it, but I can't just eat it. Yeah. No.
Ew, chewing.
But so they take off. So the first 2 competitors out the gate on each team were, and I'm just going to pull them up. Jonathan takes off, but so does Lindsay. And I'll say this, they were almost neck and neck their whole round together. She kept up with him, and I mean she's a beast too when it comes to the physicality. Of course, she's not literally as strong as him, but she is like equivalent. You know what I mean?
She was great.
Yeah,
and the only thing that slowed her down is that upper body strength that you just can't, compete against a huge guy, this beast. So he just.
I have a comment on that later.
The last lap, the last leg of it was that swimming.
But even that, she was only like a couple body lengths behind him. By the time he pulled himself up, she got up shortly after.
She's very impressive.
Yeah. And their initial dives in together, they look like 2 Olympic athletes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Her dive was magnificent. Yeah.
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 It took my breath away.
Yeah. Although Denmark gave them each the 7.4, but screw
Which
Denmark.
was weird that, why was Denmark even there? Like they came out just to judge that one dive?
Denmark's like that. Mark my words.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so each team takes off. There's a pretty healthy lead that's gotten by good old Omar's team.
Yeah.
Mostly thanks to good old Omar.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he becomes Michael Jordan, and it's like nothing but net.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to see him shoot like just shot after shot after shot. He hit 4 shots in a row, at least according to the editing. Meanwhile, on the other side, Roxroy is missing. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Jonathan is finally going to lose a challenge. And he's jumping up and down and like ready to just, rip Roxroy's head off. And then he takes over.
It's like for everyone that Omar shot in, Roxroy whiffed. Like it was like one in, one miss, one in, one miss. And it was just like, ooh, I mean, it was frustrating.
Brutal.
And then Omar missed his free throw, and you got to make your free throws.
And you know what else happened? They benched Roxroy. Jonathan steps in and does what Jonathan does and starts swishing him. And
just right to the net. Just one after the other, after the other. Not even thinking about it.
Beast mode.
And finishes. Gets all 5 in a row. And poor Omar has something to celebrate, as he did afterwards. But the only thing he's taking home is a couple cups of rice, I think.
Yeah. And
poor guy.
Yeah.
Some comments up here. So
his chats are out of control, guys.
Yeah. For those who aren't watching it live, you are missing out. And I can't get all of the quotes. So
so for some reason they don't load.
Yeah.
And while you guys are chatting away, go ahead and hit like and subscribe as well.
Please.
Oh, yeah.
And
please.
Ping those 498 friends.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, then we are back at the reward camp. And I liked Tori's comment about let's get everybody some food. People will loosen up, start talking more, get a little bit more comfortable. And I don't think she really got much out of this PB&J fireside chat, but it was a good idea. It was like, probably everyone's going to put their guard down a little bit while they're enjoying their little Sammies.
Mike talked about the ooziness of the peanut butter and jelly. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that who was it? Was it Mike who said it was like, hey guys, hope you don't mind, but I'm gonna lick the paper. I'm like, mind. I would be eating the paper. I would be dripping peanut butter and jelly to try to flavor the paper.
Every calorie. Yeah.
Eat the paper too. Like, yes, of course you're gonna lick the paper.
Yeah, lick the paper.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Jonathan talking about how he's a 250-pound dude. He eats 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day.
Yeah. That's a big switcheroo down to 400 a day.
He's like, so any food is gonna make me better. And I'm like,
better than
this is like there's another level, huh? Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Jeez.
Give this man a sandwich. Yeah.
But so as I mentioned, Omar's team celebrating second place. And I thought that was really cool because they were like, hey guys, we almost beat Goliath.
I mean, truly.
Did a pretty good job today.
And you know what? They had every right to be proud of their performance. They really, really did great. Like that was when, like, a lot of times I'm like, come on, now we don't need participation trophies. But in this case, I was like, you celebrate that because you got so dang close.
So close.
Yeah.
You just had a bad buoy.
Yeah, Omar he's emerging as like a really solid all-around player, I would say, because he does really well in these physical challenges. He does the like more skill puzzly challenges, and he's got this great social game going.
Yeah, and I think he attributed it to not having any votes and people thinking that he was on the bottom. Meanwhile, he's kind of pulling strings and making relationships with everyone. So he really kind of has a hand in every single conversation. And I think the perception of him is that he's not necessarily a threat, but that's what he wanted. That's why he picked Jonathan as his meat shield early on, so he could be the brains, and the two of them could make stuff happen. So I think his game is like coming together big time.
Yeah, so let's go back to Drea's crotch for a little bit.
Yeah, we're there.
So she came back to Tribe with it was a beware advantage. That's something else too that Jeff Probst made us aware of, that we forgot to mention, that he said it's a beware challenge, which means it always comes with some sort of price, you know. So
and marks it or something, because when she looked under the bench, she was like, "Oh, it's a beware challenge." Like
I think it's almost like it has real big.
It's almost like it has like a red remove before flight tag on it that she's like, "Well, okay."
So she even said, "You guys know I'm gonna go for it. Like no matter what, if it's a beware, I'm going for it." So she gets it, she opens it up, and it basically says there's a hidden idol or something hidden near your watering hole, 5 paces from the water hole, and so work quickly or you could be caught red-handed. This is why it's a beware. And it even specified this is why, because it's so close to the watering hole.
Right.
And you can be caught red-handed. So we go, okay. So she starts looking, and did you guys know she's like moving coconuts, like so many coconuts. And I thought, why aren't they walking around chugging coconuts for like calories? Like there's so many loose coconuts around their watering hole. Occasionally you see them drinking a coconut, but wouldn't you be eating and drinking coconut like just to?
Yeah.
A lot of times they are, and they're frying them up and eating it. That's why I've been eating coconut the last couple of years, just to try and get like a taste for it, because I don't like it.
Greg.
Yeah, is that why you walk around the office with all those snowballs?
Snowballs.
That's exactly why.
His teeth are always pink at work from the snowballs.
Yeah.
There we go. That's why.
Yeah. Just eating mounds.
But I thought it was pretty awesome that the clue saying you get caught red-handed, because she finally sees, she's looking everywhere, anything within a 5-pace radius, and she finally sees a coconut that's kind of split open, and she's like, okay, that's different.
Suspicious. Yeah.
So she moves it, and it looks like there's like a well. To me, it looked like water at first, like muddy water. And then she sticks her hand in and pulls it out, and she's covered in red paint. She literally right now can be caught red-handed, which I thought was such a cool clue / device.
Oh, yeah.
Like I really thought that was clever on Survivor's part.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a twist.
Yeah.
And she said it, she's like, "Oh, there's paint or whatever." But it was like the same stuff that they used at the beginning that Hai put on himself that looked like blood. Like it had kind of like that clear viscosity to it, right?
Yeah.
They're really into these red paint this time. Like so
yeah, but like giving her like the potential for a story, maybe, which I was hopeful for. Didn't play out.
So
anyway, so keep going.
So yeah, so she realizes, oh crap, I have all this red paint. It's dripping all over this canister that has something inside it that I want to read. So she starts taking water from their water. Oh, your ghost kid's here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, such service.
Wow.
See, you can hear.
Nice.
Thank you.
Let me see if my wife will get me tea.
Be right back, guys.
So she starts taking water from the watering hole and rinsing off her hand as fast as she can. And it looked like she got everything.
Yeah.
It looked that way.
Like it.
Looked like it.
Gets back.
And she goes back to camp. And what happens?
Almost immediately, she missed this part of her arm right here.
Yeah.
And Tori, of all people, I think Norma called it out. Yeah, Tori called it out. But Tori, really? She's the one that observes it? Like, come on. And she's like, what is that? Are you bleeding? I'm almost certain she said, are you bleeding? And at that point, Drea should have been like, oh, am I?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
that's exactly what Josh and I said.
I must have cut myself or something.
Ugh.
No. What does she say,
we can't
Natalie?
hear you. You're muted.
What did she say, Natalie?
All right, I was muting my. Dang it! Twice now I've muted myself like an idiot. Natalie and I were saying, like, do you know how easy it would be to make up an excuse? Living in a jungle that you scratched your arm and you're bleeding, it would be so simple to go, oh crap, let me go rinse this off.
I need to go see medical.
Gosh. Instead,
or even just like, oh, I didn't feel it. I guess I am.
So she doesn't take the easy route. Instead, she goes the most convoluted route. She says, oh, I was working with the paints for our flag and they're real runny. And it got here on my arm. Cut to the flag. It's obvious not a single canister. The flag's rolled up tight. No canisters have been opened. I swear there's like safety seals on all. And then Tori, this is a desperate act. I mean, she's noticing everything. She also says there's something in her crotch. There's something in her pants. I noticed.
Yeah.
I thought, why are you looking?
Why is she? Yeah, why are you looking?
Because there's not a lot of places to hide things, guys. Interesting developments. I wonder how
Tori was doing. And then
it cuts to Tori. The part of like what is in the canister that she pulled out of the red paint.
Yeah.
What is the advantage? It is that she can ask anyone at camp if they have either an idol or an advantage. They have to tell the truth. And if they do have either or, she can't ask both. She has to choose one of them. They have to give it to her. If it's a yes, they have to give it to her. And Drea's already advantaged in the advantage because she knows that Marianne and Mike both do have idols.
Right.
Yeah, she said straight up to the camera, and I know two idols, or two people who have idols, which I thought, oh man, what a power, because you can strip someone of that. So here's my question.
Yeah.
You're a little bit more experienced with the more recent seasons, Greg.
Yeah.
When can they ask? Like, can they ask in tribal in front of everyone? Oh my God, that would be amazing.
And that's what happened last season.
Really?
Yeah. But the people that were gonna be asked, if I recall correctly, knew that the person asking had the advantage, and so then they kind of like directed the ask to a certain person. I don't remember who it was. And then if I don't have the idol on my person, if I give it to you, Josh, then they ask me, no, I don't have an idol. I don't. You know what I mean? And then the thing just goes to nothing, and they can't like fire the question again and be like, well, do you have it, Josh? And it's like, no. Once you ask the question, your advantage is done. And that's how I played it.
So if you trust someone enough, you can have them like hold it for you and play.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's some interesting comments being had here. Rebecca Lynn makes the point they can only ask at tribal. She can't just ask them on the street, I guess.
Okay.
And Aaron is noting that Drea commented like, whose idol should I take? But she's already in an alliance with Mike, so she's already kind of indicating she's willing to betray her alliance.
Right.
Excellent point.
Excellent point, Coffee Buzz.
The third one.
It's never too late to start. I'm sitting on one now. So.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so now she's got to collect them all. She's playing a little Pokemon out there. She has 4 different advantages. That's insane. And she has like knowledge of other people. Meanwhile, Tori sees it and starts talking about it, right?
Chaos
going
Queen.
To every single person. Yeah. Because that's her strategy.
What's crazy, she's got 4 advantages now. We don't have a lot of runway left here. Like we're down to 8. Yeah, because so there's not that many episodes left. Like, is she gonna have time to even use all of these advantages to get as far as she can? Because once you get to a certain point, you can't use things anymore.
I think she could. And I think, if anything, she could use them as favors to keep people alive as well.
Yeah,
and she could gain either their vote for the finals, or she could at least keep them voting for her, or keeping her alive as well. So it's gonna it'll be interesting.
We have a perfect transition right here. So let's go into the immunity challenge.
Okay.
So the immunity challenge brings everyone. This is now, we no longer have tribes. It's one big tribe. So you're now the big competition is for one person to have immunity. It's this crazy necklace with it's always a crazy necklace or something. This one's like really cool with almost looks like a dragon's head or something, like a bird's head.
Yeah.
Eating it.
Yeah. And so there's kind of a fun thing. So at the top of it, we got some good Jeff talking to the camera time.
He's talking to me.
He's talking to Greg. And he says, "Listen up, Greg." And everyone at home's like, "Who's Greg? Why does he keep calling me Greg?" So he said, "Listen up, Greg. Last season, we did a negotiation, and I asked some people to... Now, I made an offer. You can sit out and get a single portion of rice." And he held up a little jar. "Or let's do a negotiation. If you get enough people to sit out, I'll give you guys all a bag of rice that'll feed everybody for 4 days." And really, if you stretch it, that can go even farther. This is 4 big portions, 4 days of big portions, or spread it out. And he told us at home, "You know what? I'm willing to go down. If they negotiate, I'm willing to go down to have 4 sit out. But let's see if I can. My goal is to get 6." And then he said, "And also for those of you guys who are watching, don't think I'm going to be that easy next season."
Yeah.
So,
what was the thing he said? He had a line about it. Next season, the monster might have a bigger appetite.
Yeah.
Like, good to know, Jeff.
Don't get comfortable.
If I'm out there.
So he brings them all out, and he explains, "Okay, we're going to have immunity, but before we do, who wants some rice?" And a couple people immediately, 2 people put their hands up immediately, 2 of the girls. And he was like, "Okay, I'll give you each a portion." And then they said, "Well, how much for let's go for big. How many of us do you need?" He says, 9. And they go,
he goes, "How many do you want to give up?" And they're like,
right.
2. And he goes,
Yeah.
No. And they're like, "Well, we're negotiating." He's like, "Okay, then I'm going to say 9. And they're like, "What?" He goes, "You said something ridiculous. I'm going to say something ridiculous." Which is such a great tactic. I love it.
Well, and I love that their comeback was, "Okay, 3. So they're going to play the game where you each go down and up by one and meet in the middle.
And in that case, get screwed. So
yeah,
they got a little more reasonable. He did call out Jonathan, and he said, "Jonathan, you're looking a little bit lean there. Starting to look human. Would some rice help?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This is one where I'm surprised. I mean, more people didn't just throw their hand up. If you know it's going to be like a balance thing, if you know you're not good at this particular skill, just like, all right, forget it.
The problem is too, there's too many people who know they are potentially on the chopping block. So it was a challenge to get enough people. He did finally work out with them. I'll do 4, and he got the 2 people who immediately shot up, and then Marianne. This is where we go back to what you guys had alluded to before of her emotional game. She went ahead and said, I'll do it. And then she breaks down to the tribe and is like, "Guys, I know there's a good chance I'm going to be voted off tonight. And yet we are so hungry. I'm willing to do this for the tribe.
For you.
Please, someone else. Please, please, please." And Omar, which I thought was a good political move on his part, went like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So they got their 4. And
what's the challenge? Describe the challenge.
Yeah. So actually, I'll show you guys. So I'm going to use 2 pens. So each person had 2 large sticks, and then they had a buoy. What was that?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. And then they had a buoy, which basically a ball. Here, I got to roll a toilet paper over here.
I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I do. So check this out. So they had to hold this buoy with 2 sticks. And
how do I take a screenshot of this?
You can't. I'm putting it down. I know someone in the chat already did it. Yeah. Don't you guys go put that up? Okay. Yeah. So they got to hold it up. The problem is it's not that easy because the sticks were large and the holes were kind of tight.
Yeah.
And, so,
again, we've been there.
And
you're coming at him from an angle. You're not going straight into the holes. Jonathan tried, but
they're more like divots. They're not really.
Yeah, they weren't holes. Yeah. I'm
It's not a toilet paper roll.
It's not really, guys. Good point. Good point. Yeah. Good point. So this big stick's banging around this little hole, and you're trying to hold it up. Meanwhile, you're also balanced on a beam,
like a 4x4, like not.
Yeah, it did not look comfortable. It to the point where everybody's toes were like kind of gripping the edges of it, and I was like, oh, here we go. And this is looking gross. So they went for it, and
it was just.
Yeah, some of the challenges, everybody's sitting up there for like 5 hours, and then they finally start falling off. This was like, and 3 minutes in, let's just start cutting everyone off.
Yep.
And really got down to
within 1 second.
Yeah, Hi was out.
Like, come on, dude. Like, why did you just volunteer for Rice? Yeah. Then Rox, then Mike, then Romeo.
Aaron, you're in trouble.
Thank you, Aaron. Love it. And then it's Chanel, Jonathan, and Tori. And it plays out for a little bit. Now, can I talk a little bit about the game for a second?
No.
Like
no, okay. That's not what we're here for.
That's not what we're here for. We are not recapping.
This is crazy. For some reason, my YouTube is filled with like Survivor videos now. And so I'm getting like all these like recap things from years past. And there's this one guy that talks about like Survivor hacks. I should give him credit in the video below. I'll come back and find it. But I literally just like 2 nights ago watched this guy breaking down the ball one that we just watched and the correct technique to do it. Everyone wants to put the ball up high, thinking that their sticks will go like this and then it'll just like set perfectly up on top and just totally rest. Jonathan kind of did more of a lower thing. What you really want to do, according to this guy, is actually do it down low like this, because the ball naturally wants to fall, he said. And so, but this way, you're just kind of holding it up the whole time.
In the divot.
Yeah, instead of fighting it up or fighting it from going down and having to do like weird rolls and stuff, you just kind of hold it down low.
It's dangling.
Tori essentially.
Right. The sticks are just dangling. And there's a ball.
And the balls are hanging low.
One ball. Now, everyone's balls, if everyone's balls are dangling low, then it's going to be like the longest challenge ever. But everyone was doing this pretty much.
I'll say though, Tori kind of did the best next thing, which was she had the sticks like this and kind of had that divot, the ball resting on the divot. So where Jonathan was kind of going more straight at it. So he was kind of using it. And
Tori was like this.
Yeah, all she had to do was just
this is apparently ideal.
Don't move.
Exactly. Exactly.
And dang it, Tori knows she is so on the chopping block that it is just sheer will. She is forcing her way to get immunity, and boom, wins it again. 2 weeks in a row.
Back to back.
Only one who's worn that necklace. That's Tori's necklace.
And Norma brought up that Jeff was talking him off. I feel like that's the case sometimes too. There's balls are dangling. Thanks. Welcome back. Good to have you here, Trish. No, there's times when Jeff's talking about it, and I'm like, I want to hear the commentary. I like the idea of him being it. And we talked about this last show. Like maybe it's like depends on who he's closest to, but at times he's like calling people out on certain things, and I'm sure that they're like thinking about themselves, and that's got to be hard mentally to like shut yourself.
And he's like going up and he's like nudging their ears and stuff. Like, oh, it's getting hard to put it in there.
Tori, it's it's really hard. You're barely holding on, girl.
Jonathan, buddy, you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good.
Handling, John.
That'd be funny if he did that.
You can only use the 2 sticks.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
This doesn't count. This doesn't count.
Oh
Anyway, so
my
yeah,
gosh.
you're right. Tori wins back to back.
Yep.
We're all kind of shocked. Kind of not though. She looks like an athlete. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then we go back to camp.
And she's probably one of those dorks that like practices survivor challenges at home.
Yeah, who would do that? I have
Greg
it.
wakes his family every day by blowing into a conch.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah.
I know my flint and my balls. That's right, Norma. Thank you.
Yep.
I haven't practiced any. I only talk about it, which is probably even more annoying. I'm just a big talker.
Yeah. Well, you're practicing eating coconut. That's something.
I have put my coconut where my mouth is.
So then we're then it's talk about, leading up to tribal. There's a lot of chatter, and people have some ideas. There's some
people have some rice to eat.
Low-hanging fruit. You guys thought I was going to say balls. I did not. Too easy. I said fruit.
Thank you.
Low-hanging fruit. So the names getting thrown out immediately are Marianne, Chanel, and Romeo.
Right.
And all swinging towards Chanel for a while, as far as like the alliance and who they want to vote for.
Yep.
And real quick, guys, while we're talking about this, I'm trying this. I'm pinning a message to the top of the chat. That is the call-in, because we're going to have people call in. So I posted it. We're going to have people call in, and we're almost at the end here of the episode. So I want to get it up there and give people time to call in.
Yeah. Norma's coming on.
It's just us.
I can't wait to meet Norma.
So we have some people calling in. So I want to kind of get through this tribal. We already have some people in the chat too.
Oh my gosh. Sweet. Good.
Okay. Remember, guys, I've never done this before, so just bear with me if I have trouble.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
I'm not touching you.
You're doing exactly what you need to be doing right now, Josh. Don't let anyone in yet. Don't let anyone in. Let us just finish the tribal. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay, so we're in tribal, right?
We're in tribal.
Well, there was a crazy scramble. There's a lot of crazy scramble. High was going nuts. He's ready to cut people. Things were happening. Romeo gets super paranoid, makes huge mistakes in terms of
rightfully so, too. Rightfully so. He should be paranoid. Yeah. I mean, he was a freak about it. He should have been calmer about how he handled it.
Exactly.
But he knows the writing.
He sniffed it out. He sniffed it out, and then he went haywire and started trying to kill people, and that just doesn't work. He inserted himself as a target, and then they shift the vote right away from Chanel, and then it's Mike that comes back and says, no, like, I want her out. I don't trust her. I trust people, and she's not one that we can keep around. And so I thought that was a big play on Mike's part, especially if we're talking about like a resume down the road. He can bring that moment up, and he can say, listen, like, I wasn't just following along. I'm not just like the good old dude that like gets along with people. I can make things happen, and I did. And I think he was a big part of that. So that's just my 2 cents. I wanted to put that in there before we went to tribal, but now we can talk tribal.
So couple quotes I really liked. First of all, Jonathan announces right away, I won't vote out anyone who sat out for Rice. And I thought, okay, good. And I think we should all be on the same page on this one. Guys, if you took the plunge for the team, because and it definitely wasn't one of those cases where they're like, oh, you've got you have to eat 10 goat anuses, and a lot of people are like, I'll sit the out for the Rice. It was something where it was like it would have been doable for anybody. This was a sacrifice for the team to get that Rice.
Totally.
So I like that. And then I like how Jonathan kind of brought up to everyone. not Jonathan, Jeff brings up and starts a discussion of, are you in the group? Who is in the
unified?
Group?
Yeah.
Are you unified? And all of a sudden you start hearing different takes. Tori comes out swinging and goes, I want to be part of the group. I know there's a group and I'd like to be part of the group, which is like, don't say that. Yeah, you'll never be in the group, you know?
No, you don't want to be that guy. Come on, Tori.
Natalie's muted now.
And then Romeo says that the tribe seems like it's a unified group, and then Hai immediately calls him out, and that's when like chaos breaks out. It's not a stand up and walk around tribe like we've seen in years past, but it is pretty chaotic. And they start making car references about who's driving the car, who's in the passenger seat, who's sleeping in the back, who's taking a break.
Tortured.
Like, I like though Romeo says,
are they in the right car?
I love though that Romeo of all people says it's a unified group, and I'm like,
yeah,
good try there. And Hai goes, what? Yeah, I love how Hai goes like, if you're paranoid and spreading information, you're out of the group. And it was like immediately like kind of directed at Romeo, and then Romeo was kind of like, all the car talk. Are you in the car? If you're in the car,
you're going on a road trip. Yeah.
Do you want to be in the driver's seat? Is it better to be in the passenger seat? Are you in the back for the ride? Marianne says
another comment.
Marianne says she's outside the car holding on, going,
Of course she does. And she is.
Hey, at least she's aware. She's self-aware.
Yeah. Where would you guys want to be in the car?
Driving. Or at least shotgun.
I'd be in the passenger seat with like the driver's head controls that they can't see. So I'd have my own brake and I'd have a little like, steering thing. Yeah. I'm tall. I can always grab the wheel. Exactly. Omar is in the passenger seat.
Who was
in the back seat?
Not
in the trunk.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I think, mentioned, she said, you know what, Jeff? It switches all the time which seat is the advantageous seat. And I thought, yeah. And some of them did say, you've got to know if you are driving when to let others drive. And I was like,
I said that looking at Romeo.
Okay. Yeah. And Mike demonstrated this week. He hopped in the driver's seat for a moment and said, nuh-uh, we're not switching, guys. Let's stay with this. And then he immediately hopped back out. He's really good about like not taking advantage of his power he has too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Now, that's when the quote came out. You need to know when you're driving. You need to know when to let others drive. Otherwise, wear a seatbelt. And Hai is just like ready to drive the car off a cliff and be like, hold on tight, Romeo.
Right. Ooh, so I guess the cliffhanger maybe wasn't so much of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So
and then so votes happen. And let me set this up because Greg went through the trouble of wait, here we go. I did the wrong one first. There's
Hai gets one vote, spelled Hye. Always bothers me when people spell it wrong. Romeo, calling you out.
And then
Romeo gets 3 votes.
3 votes.
And those were from Marianne, Omar, and Chanel. And then where did every other vote go?
Bing, bing, bing.
Sister.
Yeah. I liked her response. Everyone's going, miss you, love you. And she goes, sure.
Yeah. That was good. But she's the first one on the jury. So we'll still get to see Chanel. Because I do like Chanel.
You do?
I like other players better. I like her enough to like.
I would have preferred to see Lydia on the
stuff.
jury.
No. I'm happy that Lydia's back in California, trying to meet other hosts at bars or whatever.
The whole sand thing really rubbed Greg the wrong way. He did not like her sand comment.
Will not let it go.
No, she took my spot. I didn't apply this season, but she took my spot.
Okay, so I'm really excited because we have 3 friends who are calling in. And
I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. And so let's first have one of our favorite commenters who just gives us like diamonds here. voted off last week.
Yes,
Erin.
My girl Erin.
From what's the island, Greg? Come on.
Fiji?
Fiji?
No. When you get
Exile Island.
Exile Island. Back
yeah.
from Exile Island. It's Erin. Erin.
Norma brought me back.
Yes.
Norma brought you.
Yeah, where does
back.
Norma get all these advantages from?
She hides
Her
them in her
crotch.
Yeah. She's coming up next. We're gonna talk to Norma about her crotch.
Sorry, Norma.
Erin, you seem to be following Survivor as much as we are. Are you loving it?
I am, but I never watched it before this year.
Really?
I love that. I love
You're
that.
so insightful. You're like right on, you agree with everything I say.
Starting a channel, so I watched Survivor for it.
Are you having fun though? I mean, now that we dragged you into this, are you enjoying it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna watch next season?
If we do this again, yes.
Deal. I'm in.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Erin. I watched it like way back in the day. And then we were looking for a show. Like we wanted the excuse us to come together and have fun and do a recap show together. And Greg were out there like, what about Survivor? And Natalie already loves Survivor. And so I was like, sounds good to me. Sounds fun. And I'm having a blast too. So
yeah,
it's a great season.
Such a good show.
Who are you? Who's like your number one? Who are you rooting for?
Omar.
All right.
It was between Omar and Hyde after my pick got kicked out. So
Who was your pick? Was your pick Zach?
I picked Jenny in the beginning.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, that's who Josh had picked.
I'm trying to find some team Zachs. I can't.
No.
Team Zachs, no.
I had moved. If you guys remember, I moved to Lindsay after I lost my number one. I don't hate Omar as a choice though. I'll say that.
Omar is solid.
I think Omar's a top three. My pick, I think, is still Mike at this point. I'd love to see Jonathan go all the way though.
So would Norma.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's probably 5 solid players, I think, that I could see in the final 3 still.
Who are your 5?
The 5: Drea, Jonathan, Mike, Omar, Hi.
Yeah.
They're all seem really solid strategically.
One, if Drea doesn't make any mistakes at this point, she could literally play an advantage every single episode from this point on to like just walk to the finals.
Yeah. And Lindsay maybe too. Lindsay's solid as well. We don't see a lot of her like social strategy, I don't think. She seems more of like a minor player, but what do you think? Do you have a top 5 in mind, Erin?
Top 3.
My top 3 would probably be Omar, Mike, and Drea.
Oh, all right.
All right. That would be interesting.
You know what I like is but essentially you guys have named a bunch of people that if they win this whole thing, if any of them go all the way that you guys mentioned, I wouldn't be upset. You know what I mean? There's some shows like I have watched past seasons where there's like that jerk wins. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like I feel like we have a strong enough group here and they're working together, so they're going to get each other to the higher numbers. So
to the reference about the car, they're taking turns driving. I hate it when there's just a backseat driver that's just like chirping away, not doing anything, not actually making moves. They're just like fully seatbelted in and they're just along for the ride. And it's like, but I did this and I had this idea. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, you were on your iPad. Shut up.
So, Erin, how does Survivor differ from the Bravo shows you watch? I imagine from, Up and Adam and Down with Jason.
Not that much, actually.
Okay. Okay. Similar formats.
About that last night on Krista's live. It was actually pretty similar because we were talking about we're going to go to Josh's tomorrow night. And they're like, it's not that different.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, to what you're saying, Erin, Jason kind of says the same thing. He says the only difference is he wished, like on Real Housewives, they were voting one off every week.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. He's like, that's the only difference. He's like, I wish they were just eliminating someone off these other shows.
Yeah,
I was going to ask, is there any strategy on those shows? Sorry,
we
I cut you off.
Start to pick our teams, like what we would do for the housewives in the tribes.
Yeah.
See what you've done, Josh.
Another thing, Aaron, that Greg had found that I think we were trying to get this thing off the ground, but we didn't have as much time. But Greg found a website that actually like we can do almost like how people do fantasy football. We could do fantasy Survivor, and we could pick people. And the website I think actually does like a lot of the next steps for you and stuff. And so we're gonna look into it. And we were thinking like it'd be fun for like if all of our regulars, if we all competed, and then we could keep track like on this site. But I was curious, like,
Greg, you're out.
yeah, but I was thinking like for Bravo,
with 2 of my picks.
Someone should figure out a way to do that with some of those Bravo shows. I don't know I don't watch them enough, so I wouldn't know what you would do.
What would they score them on though? Like just like Idiocracy. That was
flipping
offensive.
tables,
but like like you get
how
points.
Many fought in a lie? Because that's
there
the
you
big
go.
thing.
Or like how many shots?
Yeah, there's a lot
do.
of like drinking games you could make out of the Real Housewives.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Aaron, can you stay with us? But like we'll put you into the lounge, we'll call it, and then we'll bring you back on for the votes. That's possible.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So get like a piece of paper ready if you can.
I will.
Okay. We'll put you into the lounge.
Aaron, if I dump you accidentally, call back in because I'm
okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Okay, she's there. I didn't lose her.
I see Joe. I see Norma.
Hold on, we're bringing in Norma.
Is Rebecca in there?
No.
Or Trish?
Norma.
Hello.
There's
Norma. Fucking smart. My son is over here in the next room. My husband's over there. I have to.
So happy to have you.
It's so nice to be here. You know, Joe was asking. He was saying that he would like to get. What did he say? He goes, Jonathan gives me big Flint energy, and I said, yeah, I'll stroke that.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Speaking of stroking,
hey, actually, speaking of
properly, yes.
Someone properly did it, and I took a note of it. So I need to look for that because I think that I don't know. Maybe you would be good at it. Have you tried making?
I
fire
think
before,
I would
Norma?
be very sure. I make fire wherever I go.
Oh my God!
Just call me pyromaniac. But speaking of fire, I am firing Erin because she did not vote for Jonathan to be in the top 3 or the top 4.
Oh my God!
Eliminated.
Jonathan is always a top, you know.
Alpha.
Well, maybe she has Jonathan pegged as a power bottom. So
Is that what it is?
Whoa.
He's not on top.
He's got power, but it's not on the maybe it's on the bottom. But I finally got to watch the episode and understand it because this is all like geometry to me. I don't get it, but I'm understanding slowly and I'm getting into it. I love Mike. I think Omar is a very strong contender. I don't underestimate Lindsay. Is that her name? Or let
me put people back up again.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
That's
help.
helpful.
Yeah, that helps.
Okay, so I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Romeo is weak.
High's gonna go out, and I'm gonna put this on show. High is gonna go out in like flames of glory at some point. I'm calling it now. I don't know when and how, but I think he's gonna go out big.
Oh yeah, he's not going far.
No, and Marianne, I think, is next. She's a lovely girl. I mean, I don't know their personalities. Drea's got it in her crotch. Jonathan will go far. I mean, I was very upset. You should have heard me screaming. Just like when I watch sports, I was screaming, Jonathan, come on. Shut up, Jeff.
Oh, that's what I heard last night.
Hey, Norma, just for you, I'm going to let you take a little peek up there.
The Taku tribe. I'm not in the Taku tribe. I'm in the Greg. What is it? I'm the Greg. Wait.
The Greg tribe.
The Greg. No, but it's got a name. What's the name of your tribe? Your Greg's something.
Greg the Egg.
I'm Greg. Now, on a side note, Jason told me that Chef Marcos posted something. He said he posted us.
Posted Anchor Watch?
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know. He said something. He posted. I don't know. Maybe he posted me and Jason in Flagrante.
Maybe he posted you guys.
Oh wait, did I say that out loud? Did people know that was our secret?
I'm gonna ask Jason. Did Chef Marcos post something?
Okay.
And who's the other group? Is this it? This is not it, is it? There's more, right?
That's everyone that's left. That's everyone that's left.
Oh, this is it. See, this is why
Just
I like
10.
watching games at the end. I do the same thing with Top Chef and all that. I watch the end because the first episode is the most important because that's when you establish who's going to go far.
Right.
Yeah.
And then towards this time now, we're seeing the real meat and potatoes, peanut butter and jelly. However, it's like, it's like a hug on the tongue. It just hugs you, just the tip of it. But so this is my vote. Roy is okay. There's something about him that I see that's weak.
Yeah.
Tori is a competitor, but Omar has got that. I think he's got that beautiful spirit inside that's going to help him, as does Mike. I love those two. And I love Jonathan is a sweetheart. You got to look past the rip.
He's making connections with everyone.
No, that's just it.
He made a connection with me, and it's hard to make a connection. Well, I like to make a hard connection.
Oh my God. This is a children's show we're doing. This goes up at 3 p.m. after school when kids get off. I think
they better learn their math. But
Jonathan
learn how to flint.
Yeah. She's teaching multiplication here. Jonathan is definitely I think he's like won everyone's hearts over. And they say, a lot of these strong guys get voted off early on, but like I think we're all hoping a little bit that he actually is like one who can break that and go forward. And I think he's got the personality and he's winning people over within the tribe that he might do it. And the tough thing is there's some likable people who I think are going to get far. When that jury has to vote, it can be a very difficult vote. When I'm thinking of like, if you put a Mike and an Omar up against each other, or a Mike and a Jonathan, or an Omar and a Drea,
And I have a question. So the jury, those are people who have left.
Well, but you'll see on the next episode.
Yeah, we're entering the new phase of this, Norma. So for people who this is your first season, this is the part of Survivor that blew my mind when Josh was explaining it to me. That now whoever is eliminated joins the jury, and it's the jury of nine people, or however many people that vote.
We'll find out. It'll probably be 8.
Will be the like Big Brother winner kind of thing. Oh, I see. Yeah, because Rebecca explained that to me, but I didn't quite understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they
tribals
they can't
moving
just
forward.
burn bridges. Yeah.
They'll see
so
everything.
Chanel's going to be a voter.
Tribal-wise.
Yeah, they're going to be a tribal now.
Island somewhere, do they get to eat peanut butter and jelly and rice and coconut?
They just eat and eat.
So you're going to see Chanel. You're going to see Chanel completely showered, completely clean, like makeup and everything, sitting quietly on the next episode on like it's almost like stadium seating across from the logs that they sit on. And she'll kind of look at him like, "Why'd you vote me out?" And some people will be like, "I love you," like blah blah whatever.
Yeah, that I don't get. That's so hypocritical when they're like, "Bye, I love you," and then they're the ones that
we
voted.
had to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to vote someone, so as you do have to realize, like, hey,
you don't have to say, "Bye, I love you," like I did to Erin today. She's out. She's out. I'm not giving her my Jonathan Idol. That's it. You're out, Erin. Do you hear me? But my God, didn't she look beautiful? I was like, damn, Erin. I'll have to get all
bring in the
heat. Next week I won't be here because I'll be over in New York having fun and drinking.
You need to post photos for us, though. Post photos.
Yeah.
You know I will. But then I'll be back with a vengeance.
Oh yeah. And Norma, by the way, I told Natalie that you got to go to that the thing for Barry the other night.
We love Barry.
We're Barry fans, so we were.
Wait till you guys see the next. We saw the next 2 episodes. Yes. Very good, very very good. It takes a twist. That's all I'm going to say.
I love it. That's such.
But I love Bill Hader is just an amazing. And so is what's his name? The Fonz. What's his name?
Henry Winkler. Come on, Mr. Winkler.
Kendra, you're back. I missed you.
Kendra,
I was like, what happened? Greg was like missing for a minute, and so was Kendra in our anchor watch. And I thought they had sailed away to some islands and were playing Survivor with each other.
I love all this
and
speculation.
Yesterday, I was like, I miss my Kendra. Oh,
Kendra
welcome back. Okay, Kendra, you're going to take Aaron's spot, okay? She's voted off. She's going to sit on the Raptors.
Okay.
Norma, are you going to stay on?
You're going to stay in the lounge, right?
I'm going to get out of the lounge.
Okay.
Because I'll probably have to say goodbye to my son, but I will be in the chat and I might come back in the lounge. How about that?
Okay. If you're back in time for the vote, we will definitely get you on to hear who you're voting.
Okay.
Thank you. And Team Jonathan, but of course I belong to the D Greg tribe.
Nice.
All the way. Flint and balls.
Flint and balls. Love you, Norma.
It was good to meet you, Norma.
Bye, Norma.
Okay. Oh, this is one of my
but
favorite
not least.
people. Well, we got two more. But
did we really?
Mr. Joe Mendoza, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, I feel welcome.
Hey Joe,
you're doing good, Joe.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
I am so nervous because every time I read your stuff in the chat, I just crack up, and oftentimes it completely takes me out of character or out of any sort of like train of thought I have. So, bring it.
I love for you. Yeah, I love for you to crack up, Greg, and you know what else I love? Crack.
Okay, Joe. Have you? I have no idea how big of a Survivor fan are you. Have you been watching?
Well, I'm actually like Jason. I think the only episodes I've seen were of the first season. I don't think I've actually seen the entire first season. Yeah. I think it's the one with Richard Hatch, and I think I may have seen episodes. I think Richard Hatch like came back for another. Right. I think I watched that too, like episodes of it, and that's pretty much it. I still have a lot to catch up on these on this season. I think I have like 7 episodes to catch up on. So, but other than that, I think I'm all caught up. Sorry. No, but based on based on the pictures that you guys showed, I'm like and the discussion so far, I'm only basing it on looks, which is very super.
Let me put it up. Hey. Come on, Joe.
That's a good way to do your fantasy football too, or your March Madness bracket.
Yeah, and you know what, I actually won it, the NCAA bracket for my, like, I think I was the only and most of my friends, they're actually into sports, so I'm like, and my my bracket name was literally called Haphazard Selections, because I was just like, I don't know what I'm picking, and I still beat their asses. But anyways,
I'm with you though, Joe. Okay. Whenever I do those, I'm either picking because I like this city better than that city, or literally colors and mascots. I'm like, this dog's ugly. I'm all for this or whatever.
Yeah. And I'm like, and sometimes I'm curious, like I'm like looking at the numbers, I'm like, these are not really statistically different. So I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? So I'll just like go pick something random.
Okay, so what are your top 3?
Yeah, I know that
that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, and I know that a lot of the castaways. That's a term, right? The castaways, like
survivors.
Castaways when they're voted out, same difference. We're good.
Oh, okay. The survivors, like Norma definitely, like people got caught, or Jonathan caught the hearts of a lot of people, but Jonathan definitely caught my loins. So definitely pick him. Corey and Omar, they just have like nice, genuine smiles. So I would also pick the two of them. Tori seems like very unassuming, but I have a feeling that she, like, out of all of these people,
She's
like,
dangerous.
she's like the best at like reading people. I don't know.
Joe, I would love
very
for you to
wrong.
now watch some episodes and then come back and tell us what you think of Tori. I think you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, she's a monster."
Yeah.
Oh really?
How many episodes have you seen, Joe, of this season?
Have seen
With 7 to catch up, that would be 0.
This recap, this recap is what Joe
Oh, I missed that part. Okay. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
I
just
think I
seen
did the
this
math right.
episode.
Yeah.
Did I do the
Okay.
math
yeah.
right?
So 0, but I have 4 of them recorded in my DVR, and I don't want to start like at a random episode, so I'm like trying to look for episode 1. So that's
There you go.
what's keeping me. But
Got
wait, so are you guys saying Tori's not a good pick?
I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, she's kind of a monster.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's something
think
behind
I'm
that smile.
I'm gonna go with my gut. She'll probably be my underdog.
Well,
Jonathan
there
and
you go.
Omar were solid picks.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. If I were to rank it, I think Omar's number 3, Jonathan number 2, and I have Tori as my number 1. But that's just me.
She's still in it, guys. You know.
I know. That's the thing. Just to
I'm
piss
gonna
me
be
off,
so
Joe is
mad.
going to be right. I
I'm
just
gonna
know
be
to piss me
so
off,
mad.
Joe is going to be right. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that fantasy football. Just
Mhm.
random,
Yeah.
throw a
I
dart.
know.
It hits Tori. Yep.
Yeah, because
You
she also looks athletic. She seems
Yeah.
definitely
like
is.
she's amiable. Maybe I don't know.
She's won 2
Just a nice smile.
challenges. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she did. Oh yeah.
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 I wonder what she'll say at the end of this season about her edit, because maybe they did edit her. Maybe she's the one who's getting the like bad edit of the season, you know? Because I think she seems smart, you know. She's made some mistakes, definitely, but she's got a lot of intuition, and she's I don't know, she's thinking a lot about strategy. And
I think it's hard for editors to make a bunch of people say uncomplimentary things about you, though. No one seems.
There's a lot being said, you know. There's a lot of content that the
true,
producers sift through.
But if you think about it, though, if there's a lot of people that say uncomplimentary things to her, maybe that says a lot more about their insecurities than actually Tori's characteristics. Not knowing or having seen this show, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, we need you to watch.
Okay.
I need you to get on. You have homework. You have 7 days, 7 episodes.
Here's what's going to happen
by next Wednesday.
Omar and Jonathan will pull her bring her to the end, because they'll be like, she's the one no one's going to vote for, and then it'll flip, and the jury will be like, no, Omar and Jonathan burned us. Let's just throw it to Tori.
Please don't.
Just saying.
Wait, but Greg, what are you gonna do if I don't finish my homework? Are you gonna spank me?
You're gonna get my vote. That's
maybe I'll just, intentionally miss it.
I don't. What's gonna motivate you, Joe? Because I don't know how to motivate you based on that.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
So the carrot and the stick thing.
Huh?
The carrot and the stick.
Joe works
your
for
motivator?
tips. Joe works for tips.
And just like Norma, I love stroking some Flint.
Well, that's something that Josh and I are going to teach everyone. So
okay, great.
Tune in for that video.
Yeah. It's our sister OnlyFans channel that we have.
Is it free?
Yeah, it'll be free.
Yeah, no one pays for it. There's no way.
Yeah. If anything, we'll be paying people. If you watch,
oh, fantastic! That's what I love.
Oh, Kendra's first signed up.
Kendra's here.
No, but So I'm definitely gonna binge watch like over this weekend, and hopefully hopefully I don't change my mind about Tori based on what you guys are saying. But
I'd be interesting. Let's hear about it next week.
Yeah. And Joe,
bring that back into the chat.
Actually, we'll hear from Joe in 2 weeks because Joe will be with Norma at Adam's show.
Okay, that's fine.
But he will also give us a full report when he gets back of what the night was like.
Yeah,
I'm doubts you guys are gonna have a blast.
Wait, I am? How would you know that I'd remember what's going on there?
Oh boy.
Somebody
take pictures of Joe so he can remember what his evening was.
Joe,
like.
you're trouble.
Yeah, Joe.
No, I'm not. I'm such an angel.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, stay on because I don't know if you've seen this before, but at the end, and we're gonna talk to Trish real quick, and then we're gonna do our tribal council and everybody, including in the chat room and our callers. I'm gonna bring you guys up, and you're all gonna vote for someone that's either on this screen right now or in the chat room.
Yes.
Each week we, for fun, vote someone off. And it's my favorite because it's basically just all of us trashing each other.
Wait, when you vote someone off, where do they go? Do they
go to Exile Island?
Do they become part of the jury?
There's no follow through, Joe.
Aaron, I've been voted off.
So for example, if
Send
I
Joe
get
to the
voted
lounge
off, can I go to some sort of like redemption island or something?
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That's what it's called. See, you're a Survivor fan.
Wait, what? Is there a redemption island? Like like if I
redemption island,
I go there and then I do something
independently
to, like, get back to the game or something like that.
Yep.
That's hilarious.
That's exactly what's happening.
Well,
all right.
Wait, for you, Joe, we may
real thing.
We may
yes, not this season. We haven't seen it, but past seasons there has been a redemption island where if you get voted off.
See,
I forget how it works.
I was meant to be to know about this show because
you're right on the wavelength.
Tricks, jokes on all of us. Joe's actually an executive producer of the show, guys. So,
oh my god!
I arranged for him to come on. So, if you guys have questions about what kind of toilet
Joe,
paper
we need to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paper crotch. Yes.
Okay, Joe. Don't leave. I am successfully putting people back in the lounge. I'm gonna bring all you guys up in a second and ask who you're voting for, but we're gonna talk to Trish real quick.
Okay,
stay here. Okay, and boom, we got Trish on.
There's Trish.
Hello.
Hi, Trish.
How is everybody? Hello.
We are wonderful, Trish. How are you doing?
Thank you for waiting in the lounge.
Yes.
It's like 1:45, or what time is it?
Oh yeah, it's getting late.
Yeah.
It's 1.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Like, what? It's 1:00, and I don't even watch Survivor. I only watched the first season with Richard Hatch. So I'm only here for y'all. Because I have so much fun watching you.
So Trish, then we're gonna do exactly what we did with Joe, based solely off of looks. Who are your top 3? I'm putting them on the screen right now. Who are your top 3 that are gonna go to the end based solely off of these photos? Who would you pick?
Okay, let's see. Drea.
Wait. Trish, before you answer this, are you going to be in New York next week for the show?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Then I need to warn you, Norma's going to be there too. So if you don't say Jonathan, she will gouge your eyes when she sees you. So I just need to warn you to put Jonathan on your list.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll help her with the flint and the balls. It could be a throuple. Okay. Let's see. Drea, Jonathan, and what's her name? Marianne. Now, where is Jonathan? Which one is he?
He's the top right.
Jonathan is the top right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here. I don't know if here. Let me pull up. We have a Jonathan photo that'll probably help sell you.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan. Hold on. What's that? Here we go.
Oh my God. Oh wow. Okay. I won't be able to stay up much later to vote.
Trish, so you're in the perfect spot
now. Right?
Good
night, everybody.
We have another shot for you. If you turn your camera on, you're in the best spot of the house for the Jonathan.
Oh, the not locked knees.
Yeah, if you, I've just, it's something I've been obsessed with. In this photo, his knees are locked. I don't know why he's standing like that. and so now it's just been something. And then Greg did this. And
Oh
then,
my God, that's so funny. That is so funny. You know you're good looking if we have to pick out something like locked knees to
I
make fun
know,
of you for.
I know.
That's awesome. Yeah, I wish someone made fun of my locked knees.
Yeah, I do also want to point out one eye is ever so slightly different than the other. So
God. I actually love seeing perfect people like an Erica Jane and noticing that because that her nostril holes are uneven or something like that, just something random,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what always gets me is when you find out like a famous actor or something, they're like, have you ever noticed half his finger is gone or something? And you're like, what? And then there is, I forget what actor, he's got a weird finger, but it's like a Tom Cruise or someone. And you're like,
yeah, I think it's Tom Cruise. That sounds right. That's who came to mind, but I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, okay. Somebody does. It is somebody.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Depp, actually, they were talking today about his finger getting sliced off.
Oh, there you go. Norma knows.
There's a lot of talk about Johnny Depp these days.
Yeah, I've been watching it on Emily D. Baker. She's been covering it live every day. She's not doing it. I don't think there's court tomorrow, but then, and I'm not sure what's going on, but she's covered it every day this week. And apparently during a fight in Australia, a bottle of something, mineral spirits, was thrown, and he was leaning back against a bar, and the bottle hit his hand and sliced off the tip of his finger, or something like that. But that's not even the
mineral
weirdest.
Spirits at a bar.
I don't know. No, they were at home. I think they were at home.
Oh, okay.
I meant like the bar, like they're downtown. I mean, they're downstairs.
Gotcha,
bar or whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure they have a few.
The other things that came out today, like so much drug use, just crazy amounts of drugs being requested via text. And then, of course, you've heard of the Deuce-gate, right? Like the Amber Turd.
Poo-pooed in the bed? She did?
Yeah, they call her Amber Turd because she pinched out a deuce on his bed.
No way.
I don't. Well, no. No. Apparently, there's no proof that, and apparently she didn't necessarily. There's no proof whose due it is, but she claimed that it belonged to these 2 Yorkie puppies, and the poo-poo that they showed was about as large as the puppy. So it was not.
There's
it was not a Yorkie puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't they test the DNA or whatever
or a taste
test?
test?
That's what I said. That's what I said. Apparently someone messed up. But if you Google Amber Heard's turd, it will pull up.
I'm not Googling that. Not falling for it.
I think it's
trending.
trending.
I'm not falling for that.
I think it's trending.
I'm not following. I'm not searching for that.
Amber turd. Yeah, Amber.
Everyone's
Heard
always
turd.
trying to get me to Google turds, and I'm just not into it.
Yeah. If I
one
had
of the
a
photos,
every time someone sent me a turd.
In one of the photos, they had blurred out the turd, which I thought was kind of funny.
That is
Whatever.
funny. Somebody made
but
that
you
call.
could see it was a substantial deuce. It was too big for a Yorkie poodle.
Hey Trish, I would like if you could grab a photo with your hand right next to it for scale, just so I have an idea of how big it is.
Yikes on bikes.
That's
a lot to
you
keep up with.
Well, I mean, I guess, okay, let me put it this way. I have a 90-pound golden retriever, male golden retriever dog, 4.5 years old, and he poops big poops. But these were even bigger than that. They look like human poo.
Oh my god!
Probably bigger, I would imagine. Well, I guess 90 pounds about.
I mean, it looked like a man's poo because it was substantial. Like you'd have to have a pretty big colon to squeeze that.
Okay.
Oh my god!
And I do want to remind
You have to
everybody,
Google it.
episode 8
Not
is
that I'm
on
an
next
expert.
week.
Yeah. And remember to
Not
hit
that
that
I'm an
like
expert.
button.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like and subscribe for more.
Yeah, we're doing Hot Turd Talk next week, all next week. So hit like, hit subscribe, and
Oh wait, there were so many quotes that came out of today though. You just have to start watching.
I'm gonna have
you guys
to pull
will
up
get
a
me
listicle.
onto. Yeah, you'll have to. You'll have to. I'll start watching Survivor. You've got to start catching Emily D. Baker with some of these. And they have highlights on TikTok. So if you go on TikTok, they'll pick up some of the highlights, like some of his texts. He's talking about what he wants to do to your throat that doesn't involve injury. Like it's like, wait, what? I could do something to your throat and it wouldn't involve injury. Like,
so Trish, now where are you saying you can get these tips from? It's where?
The what? Oh, TikTok. So, if you go to TikTok, Emily D. Baker was showing us the. Are you talking about the photograph?
Oh, he was just making a joke.
He's just messing
I'm talking
around.
about the thing.
Please don't give Josh. Don't give Josh any information. Josh does not need more information.
No.
Oh my gosh!
Look up Amber Turd. Yeah.
All right, Trish. Are you sticking around to vote people off, or are you going to bed? Because we've got you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I might. We'll see. I'll stick around and probably wake up at 3, and I'll be laying on the. My face will be on my phone. I'll get radiation therapy. What they say burns your head, or I'll wake up and realize I fell asleep to your podcast. I hope not. No, I'll try to stay awake.
Don't worry. We're in the last. We're at the last stretch right here. So I'm gonna put you into the room. And if you're still there, I'm gonna pull you back up and hear who you voted for. So just watch how we do this, and then you're up in a couple.
We need the fire.
All right. So here we go. I gotta
time to vote.
Ready. So everybody who hasn't been here before, let me get the fire going. So just like Survivor, everyone, now is the time to vote. We've got the brown paper and we've got the Sharpies just like they got. We are voting for. This is not your commentary time on the episode. This is voting for people in either the chat or on screen, any of the callers, anybody who's been involved with the show tonight. For those of you guys who are on the replay crew, you can even vote too in the comments. We will check them out and comment on them. So everybody, now is your time to vote. I always highlight people. I'm going to bring in back Aaron. Aaron, if you're still there, who are you voting for? Oh, she even wrote it. Greg, I love Nora. Why are you voting Greg, Aaron?
Sorry, Greg.
Go for a record here.
I'm going for the record for Greg. You can't be first.
I think I have more votes than anyone on Survivor has ever had. I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
Okay, let's see if I can just leave Aaron up and just start adding people. Oh, it's working.
There we go.
We'll see how many it tops out at. Joe, you are back in. Who are you voting for?
Yeah, I had a hard time picking this until this person questioned whether or not I was an angel. So I would have to vote off Aaron.
Oh, I'm glad I had Aaron on the screen for that one.
I love it.
Oh my god. Okay,
I deserve it.
I'm bringing in Norma. Let me see. Can I add Trish to right away? Okay, I got them both on. Everyone's on. So Norma, who are you voting and why?
Oh, and the paper.
Ooh, dramatic.
Ooh.
Joe and Trish.
Oh, she had an extra vote.
Joe and Trish. Norma, why?
No, they came on too strong, too tardy. I don't mean tardy late. I mean like they're too little strumpets. Too. Jonathan is mine. Back off. Greg is mine. Back off. The tribe is spoken.
Oh,
double elimination like next week.
Coming in hot. Trish, who are you voting?
Love it.
Oh my gosh, based on that, I have to vote myself off. I was way out of line. I do. I did. Norma's right. Norma's right. I have to vote myself.
And look at you guys get to see me with no makeup, late at night, looking like a witch.
And you had the paper. You had the
if
paper.
the cauldron fits. Yeah, I'm taking this serious, guys.
Let's see.
So funny.
I'm looking for more votes in the chat, guys.
But wait, I do have one question. When you asked me 3 people I was voting for before, I was thinking 3 people I wanted on my team, but now I'm thinking you guys were asking me who I would have voted off.
Those are different.
No.
You picked right, Trish. We were going for who you liked. Yeah. The 3 who you liked. No, you're good.
You vote one person off now.
Okay.
I get 2 because I'm Norma.
Yeah, well,
Norma has
get
all these advantages.
Right. Norma.
Yeah.
Well, that's right.
Okay.
I just remember from the first season when they had the girl who said, you know, the snake and the rat. And the snake eats the rat. And if the rat were, you know, if you were on fire, I wouldn't stop my car and piss on you to put you out.
Famous.
So she was like the truck driver or something, Karen, a truck driver.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
Very memorable.
Kendra, Greg is yours. I'm just keeping them for you. Sorry, Trish. We're
is
having
that
a
Greg?
battle over here.
Oh, is Greg's wife on?
Almost.
She's more than his wife. She's more than his wife.
Yeah.
She's his lover on the cover.
Yeah, his side piece.
His biggest fan. She's misery. I can imagine Greg in that bed, and she's like, "I'm your big."
Natalie, honey, who are you voting off tonight?
Well, getting a lot of votes tonight, Trish.
All that turd talk.
All that turd talk. Natalie loves me. I thought Natalie was going to vote me off. Like she does every week.
No, Norma, you're here to stay.
One time.
Greg, who are you voting for?
I was so excited to see this person pop into the chat because I don't think she's been on any of our lives yet. So Kendra fully gets my vote.
Oh my God.
In all caps.
She is doing flips right now at home in her chair. Oh my God.
I'll send this to
you. Turd talk.
Turd talk.
Or
that's
Jason
what you should name the show.
Here and Andrea's taking a swing at him. Okay, and then I'm voting only because he's so sick. I know he loves this kind of punishment. I'm voting on Joe.
What? I mean, I delivered some knowledge on Survivor that I didn't even know actually existed. So
he needs a good spanking.
I know, but Joe likes to be a bad boy, though. So
he needs a good spanking.
But that is true. I could be really naughty.
Very naughty.
Joe likes to use that sexy voice. You can use one too.
Yeah.
Joe.
He's on the
SmackDown in New York.
You know what?
No, a flesh pile. It's gonna be a big old flesh pile.
I thought these were tribal flames, and I feel like these are just the flames of hell. This room is going crazy.
I know that Norma said that everywhere she goes, like, you know, she's on fire. I'm like, girl, there's a cream for that.
There's cream for that.
All right, everybody. I think with Joe's comment of there's cream for that burning, I think this is a great time to call the show. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around, coming and joining in the fun. I feel like we party together every week. Thank you for calling in and being part of this grand experiment. I'm just leaving you guys on as we leave.
Josh, don't forget to tell them my idea. And then you guys flush out how you figure it out. And then I'll be sending pictures so you can post it to the live feed tomorrow. I will look at Norma's, as you tend to do with your phone.
Yeah, Norma, you let me know which ones I could send me ones and say you could specifically post these. So that way I don't put anything up that's not.
Oh, I won't send you anything that I can't have, it'll be Joe. And Trish.
Yeah. And
God, I didn't like that laugh.
Have fun. Have fun. Natalie, Greg, anything else you guys want to say before they take over?
No, this is a lot of fun.
Next episode.
Bailey's back next week. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like button. Thank you guys.
Tell your friends.
Love you all, and thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Oh,
Good
you're
night,
welcome.
guys.
This was a great
Twitter.
success, guys.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank
Here
you
we
guys so much.
go.
And,
Yeah.
Greg, I'll see you tonight in my dreams.